welcome in for the Kohort late model stock tour here at Stafford Motor Speedway. The champ's choice for season one. Kyle St. Jean won the championship last year, so as a champion he got to decide where we would open up the season. He chose Stafford, so we're going to see how he does here. You know, he chose the track, so you think he has decent pace. So let's see if we can get the grid going here and look and see how the starting lineup looks. So if we're looking at the starting lineup, perhaps qualifying is still, I think we still have one car on track. So the grid's not quite ready to be posted. So once we get all cars qualified, there we are. So we have our top 9 showing up here for this first heat. So this is our first race of season 1. First time we've had to do heat races. You know, we've brought in some people off the on the off season between seasons. So it looks like we have a 9-car heat here led by Justin Brooks. So it's going to be good to see how these drivers do here in the early going. So let's go through the field here. All right, so we have Justin Brooks. Leading us to the green flag. Sorry about that. Trying to figure out the buttons here. Connor Knowlton on this outside. Kyle St. Jean. Trevor Haley. Looks like Brian Conover's on the outside there. We'll just drop to him now. Gary Mansberger. Jesse Nukula, new guy into the cohort. Going back to Gary here. We have Clayton. And we have Justin Raymond bringing up Sundrop. We might have some issues with trading paint, so we're going to see how it works on the replay. But let's go ahead and ride along with Justin Brooks as he brings us to the green flag here. Looks like we still have half a lap, or one more lap pacing here. So yeah, Justin Brooks, Jesse Nukula, first timers here in this heat race. So we're going to see what some of these new guys into the cohort bring to the fight. I will say for the viewers that Justin Brooks is currently sitting at a 10K IR. I think the average for the rest of the cohort's around 2.5. So definitely Justin Brooks is the guy to beat here in the cohort late model series tour as we're going through 3 and 4 heading into the 5-6 graphics restart zone. And Justin Brooks leads us to the start finish going into turn 1. Justin Brooks get a slow start, allowed Connor Knowlton to get by him on the outside on that restart. Curious to see how that worked out. Connor just being on it. We saw it last week in our championship race. Connor Knowlton brought home the victory after starting on the outside of, who was it? Dakota Malore, I'm pretty sure. He started on the outside, was able to pass him heading into turn 1, just as we saw there, him getting around Justin Brooks. We see Kyle St. Jean getting a little loose on corner X. It's going to give Trevor Haley momentum on the outside. Nope, he's able to slide back in as we see the 97 of Brian Conover making his move on the inside. So yeah, we see a car going around. Is that Gary Mansberger going around early? Let's go look and see if he had help going around or if it was single car spin. Let's go see. Alright, so here we are, we're checking the replay. Yeah, we have Gary Mansberger in the 21 black and green. Appears to be Chevrolet. We'll call it a Chevrolet. Just spinning around all by himself. Didn't appear like there was any contact there. Nope, all by himself. Brings out our first caution of the night. Let's get the... Alright. Let's make sure the MR safety crew gets out there, see if he has any issues. Looks like he's going to keep rolling. Alright, so let's go back live and see if we can get somebody in here for an interview. So we had the caution on lap 9. We were going to do a competition yellow on lap 9. in the feature race. So here we go, 9 to go, and yeah, see checkered flag up there on the tower. I'm not really sure what's going on with the tower there, but we are under green. I think race control shortened up the caution there just to get the laps going. So I will remind everybody this is a heat race for our 80 lap feature. So the aggressiveness, I'm expecting it to be a little bit higher here in this race, as we just see Justin Brooks getting by Connor Knowlton to take the lead point here in this first heat. We go through the field, pretty even battles. I think we have Clayton looking to get on the inside of Justin Raymond. Justin Raymond closing the door. Looks like we're all doing all right. Single file. Looks like we have a conveyor belt going here in the first heat. 7 laps to go. Justin Brooks leading the field. Connor Knowlton, Kyle St. Jean rounding out the top 3. Slight contact on that outside wall from a few drivers. They're really pushing it, try to get as much momentum as they can. Try to get that momentum down the straight. But I tell you what, hitting that wall on corner exit is definitely not going to help any momentum. As we see the purple car of Clayton Dorner trying to make a move on the inside of Justin Raymond, heading 4 to go. Our closest battle might be up here between Brian Conover and Trevor Haley. Trevor Haley's looking to make a move, see if he can get by him. 3 to go as he makes contact with that outside wall, as I was talking about that. You know, when you start pushing it, you need to make the track as wide as possible. And what happens all too often, you just run out of space. Right on the nose here of Trevor Haley. Oh, as we see Dakota getting slideways up there. He's able to save it. Let's see if that's enough. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this tower. This tower is all kinds of messed up right now. Looks like we have I don't know how many people we have on the tower, but I tell you what, that tower is not reflective of what is happening in the race. Unless I'm... No. I don't know. So let's see if the tower straightens itself out for this next race, but that was certainly not an accurate tower. Alright, well at least now we have 9 drivers up on the tower again instead of multiple. But the fact that it has that caution and the checkered flag up there tells me something's still a little off with the tower. But that's I don't know. We'll see what's happening with that. Let's see if we can get Justin Brooks here for an interview. Hey, Justin Brooks, Kermit in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. First race here with the cohort, bringing home that first heat victory. How'd it feel out there?
I felt pretty good. Just trying to get a feel for the car. Was mainly just doing hot laps during practice there, but setup feels pretty good. Nothing too crazy on the wrap front, so it seemed like I'll be able to manage pretty good here in the race, and not have to worry about killing the wrap front even while managing, because that's usually the thing you battle here in these late model stocks. Fix it up, so should be fun. Hopefully it'll be a good clean race when it comes race time.
Yeah, you did what you needed to do. Fought back from Connor battling on that outside there. Did what you needed to do to bring home that first victory in that first heat. Good luck in the future.
All right, thank you, buddy.
All right, Justin Brooks bringing home the first checkered flag here. So let's go check and see who's in this second heat. So it looks like we have Stephen Choate bringing us to the green flag. Riley and Anthony Callahan rounding out your top 3. So we're going to go ahead and going through 3 and 4, heading into the 5-6 graphics restart zone. Riley on the inside. Excuse me, Riley's on the outside. Stephen Choate on the inside, battling side by side as they head into turn 3. One lap complete, leaders are still side by side. Hard contact back in the field by the yellow car, maybe Kenny Troughton, hard into the outside wall. It doesn't appear he has damage. Oh, contact again. That was contact with the driver. I think it was Chris Fleming, maybe, he might have made contact. But it looks like Kenny Troughton's going to keep on trucking. Not sure if his car is damaged from that first contact with the outside wall or not. But we'll check in with the leaders here as Stephen Choate's still starting to gap Riley Maruccio, who's riding in P2, Anthony Callahan, P3, Nicholas Walthorn, P4, Jeremy Wiggle, rounding out your top 5. Yeah, we still see Stephen Choate, Riley Maruccio, and Anthony Callahan. Single file racing. We see a car out of shape back there. Is that Matthew Huggins out of shape? Sliding through the infield maybe. Looks like he got it straightened back out. Yeah, he straightened back out in the 88 machine. It looks like he just got loose on corner exit a little bit there. Back in the front, we see Riley Maruccio closing the gap on Stephen Choate. So these are shorter heat races, only 12 laps, so you don't really need to save that much. So these guys are really just going to send it in there, try to bring home victory, get a better starting position in that 80-lap feature. Because as we mentioned here in the pre-race, you only have one set of tires in this race, one fast repair, and the one set of tires that's on your car. So there's no pitting for tires, as we see potentially a battle later in the field between Jake Grout getting below Chris Fleming for the 6th position. Matthew Huggins doing all right back here, trying to keep it on the track, doing what he needs to do. Yeah, it looks like Riley's going to see if we can ride along on Riley's nose here as he's looking to make a move on the JTT racing machine of Stephen Choate. 3 to go. You can hear Riley hitting the chip right out there, all over that apron, very smooth. Got sun setting. This could be an issue. I'd be lying if I didn't talk about the sun setting and the heat races and the length of these races. So sun could come into play here because there's no lights here at Stafford. Maybe an early racing time would have been the preferred option. So we'll see as these drivers put these laps down if we can beat the sun. Final lap for Stephen Choate, still leading Riley Maruccio. I don't think he's going to have enough to get by him here. So Stephen Choate's going to bring home the 2nd heat win. Riley Maruccio, P2, and Anthony Callahan rounding out your top 3 in this 2nd heat. So let's see if we can go down, see if Stephen Choate's available for an interview and talk to our winner of this 2nd heat race. Hey, Steven's coming up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir, I do.
It looked like Riley was making you earn your pay there, bringing home the victory in the 2nd heat of the night. How'd it feel?
It felt pretty good. I was questioning myself in practice, but after being on track with the cars, I feel a lot more comfortable racing around people. Yeah, I'm looking forward to racing in the main event and seeing how that turns out.
Yeah, it looked like you had a good car out there. You're hitting all your marks. Good, clean driving. It was a clean race. So good luck in the future.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, Steven Choate bringing home the victory in the second heat of the night. So let's go back down into this third heat of the race. We have Bryant Miller leading us, Kyle Turchak, Dakota Malore, Anthony Monroe, Nicholas Giampa, Steven Aberstadt, Ryan Hufford, and Brody Duscher. Deutscher? You tell me. Who's on the inside there? Yeah, the 16 of Bryant Miller is going to lead us to the green flag. So let's hopefully keep this clean, and we got to get going.
Green flag.
And green flags in the air. We have Bryant Miller clearing the 51 on the insides. Let's see if he can hold it there. We see battling side by side between the 26 of Nicholas Giampa getting by the number 3 of Steven Aberstadt. And we see Kyle Turchak getting back below the 16 machine of Bryant Miller to take the lead here in this third heat race. Let's see if Bryant Miller has anything to get back under him. Nope, not quite enough. So I think Kyle's going to get the momentum here on corner exit. Gap the field a little bit. And here they come around turn 2. You can see some of the cars get a little bit sideways on the corner exit, just really pushing it. Trying to get everything they can here. 9 laps to go in this third heat race. Six laps to go. We have Kyle Turchak still leading the field, single file racing. Bryant Miller in second. Anthony Monroe getting a little loose, might open the door for Dakota here for P3 in this third heat. Should be our third and final heat of the race, if my math is correct. Let's hop in the cockpit, see what it looks like out there. We see Dakota trying to make moves, 3 to go, really getting in the back of Anthony Monroe there. Some good clean racing. Steven Aberstadt running back here. P5, Nicholas Giampa. P6, Ryan Hufford, with Brody bringing up the rear. Closest battle on the track is once again between Dakota Malore and Anthony Monroe. Two laps to go. Pending an accident, I think this field's going to be settled the way that they're running currently. unless Dakota has enough to get by Anthony Monroe. Not sure he's going to have enough. Final lap. White flag's in the air. We'll go check with Kyle up front. Has it in the bag as long as he hits his marks. And that's going to be it. Kyle Tershak brings home the checkered flag here in the Heat 3 in the Kohort Late Model Stock Tour. Let's see if we have him in the... Yeah, we do. Let's bring him up in the booth. Kyle, it's Kermit up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Kyle bringing home the checkered flag in that third heat of the Kohort Late Model Stock Tour. How'd it feel?
I feel pretty good right now. I got to the lead there on lap 1, just crossed him over. I felt pretty good right there. This is going to be a safe fest, so I'm just going to lay back right now and just save my tires, and about with 40 to 30 to go, hit the gas pedal. So see what we got. I feel like we got a piece tonight, so it should be a good one.
Yeah, you did what you needed to do in that heat. Got a good starting position here for this feature. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
But I mean, like, I'm gonna be running that line.
Hey, admin question. With the sun setting, are we going to make 80 or do we call it a 60 lap race?
No, we're gonna make.
I think
I think
we'll
we
make
should-
80.
80?
I mean,
80 it
I
is.
think we go 80, and by lap 45, if we don't think the sun's, if we didn't think the sun's gonna be an issue, we'll drop it to 60. 45 is our
Do
cutoff.
lap 40, so we know.
Lap 40, okay.
That changes
lap
a
40 is
lot.
our final decision.
All right.
Brooks,
We'll
you
make
want
it
to stay in
80.
here or
The
go
sun isn't
channel
quite
up?
set yet. We'll be
Stay
fine.
here.
All right.
Connor, you have to let me know what the decision is.
Okay.
Somehow.
I will. Yeah. Oh shit. I don't even know. I'll put in chat. I'll put an S for short.
In Discord?
No, in race.
I can't do Discord because I got my fucking sim open. I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
Well, if everybody stops racing on lap 60, I'll know the race is over.
Okay.
Good luck, guys.
Keep driving.
That's elite.
Or wait, hold on. What if we throw a competition caution at lap 40?
Oh yeah. Good idea. Good call.
All right, competition car from lap 40.
Starting now. Okay.
Good luck, guys. All right, we're doing some admin stuff. Hey, competition caution lap 40 to see about the sun. Good luck, guys. Competition caution lap 40. All right, looks like we have our first caution of the race. We're let's go see what happened in this first caution. We have some drama going on. The sun's setting. Looks like Brody got involved in an accident here, so let's go ahead and see what happened here. Well, that's before the maybe slight contact. Matthew Huggins, here's the wreck. There's contact before the green flag, but now we have Matthew Huggins back here by himself. Not really sure. He parks it, and he jumps to the pits. That shouldn't have been the caution. So Chris Fleming, here we go. Let's see about this one. So we have Chris Fleming on the outside. In that blue car on the outside, gets below. So it looks like the 26 gets into the back of the yellow 80 or 99. And I think that's what causes that first caution. So as we can see here, let's see if we can ride along in the 26 of Nicholas Giampa. See if we'll ride along on his nose. So Nicholas Giampa gets in a little bit too deep, gets into the back of the 99, spins him around, and brings out our first caution of this race. We'll go ahead and check on the AMR safety crew for this caution, make sure everybody's okay. Chris Fleming gets hard into the side of the 99 of Jesse Nukula. So 1 lap, 1 caution. We're gonna need some green flag laps in order to get this race in before we run out of sunshine. So I'm going to take this opportunity under caution to give a shout out to our sponsors. Emblem Athletics coming on board for the Kohort Late Model Stock Tour, offering a shirt to the regular season and playoff champion. So thank you to Emblem Athletic, a great team over there. If you're a military first responder looking for a team store, go see Emblem. And 5.6 Graphics offering to provide a paint for the league champion here in the Kohort Late Model Stock Tour. So I really appreciate these sponsors coming on board, providing their services, giving these racers something to race for. So let's see if we can get doubled up here. Get back racing, early contact, like I said, between the 26 of Nicholas Giampa and the 99 of Jesse Nikula. Causes some stack ups back in the field, some early damage for some of these cars. We do have 1 fast repair and no sets of tires in this race. So Bryant Miller still benefiting from that 6-car invert. Is going to lead us to the green flag here, and we have Riley Maruccio on his outside. Connor Knowlton, our SK modified winner. Earlier today, Justin Brooks. Got to keep an eye on the outside of the second row. Going through 3 and 4, heading into the 5.6 Graphics restart zone. Green flags in the air for Bryant Miller. Great restart. Bryant Miller is able to clear Riley Maruccio on his outside. Allows Connor Knowlton to also get clear. Ooh, very close back there between Connor Knowlton and Riley Maruccio. As we see Justin Brooks, excuse me, making a move on the inside of Connor Knowlton for P2. So we have another caution. Another caution in the race. Let's go see what happened. So it looks like Nick Giampa involved again. Let's see. So you see way out of shape up there. He's a little loose. Then it looks like the 9 car. Yeah, it looks like the 9 car of Brody Duscher. I really need to figure out how to say his last name. Gets into the back of Nicholas Giampa. So Nicholas Giampa involved in 2 early incidents here. First one his doing, second one maybe a little bit of karma. We'll get the AMR safety crew out there and make sure he's all right. See if he gets powered up. Good to go. Yep, man. Looks like Nicholas Giampa's going to be able to drive off on his own power. All right, so we have some time here. Let's see if we can go in with let's go with Mello. He's a little bit further in the back field. Justin Mello Raymond, Kermit up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got a copy. What's up?
Hey, Mello, so you're running a little bit further in the back of the pack right now, about mid-pack. Some early cautions out there. How's it feel?
You know, I think everybody's just got to be patient. You're braking a lot heavier into these corners. You're just trying to feel out the track more than anything. Big question right now, which I was actually about to address you about. People are complaining about the 1 to greens. I was trying to hold it to not doing it in the feature, so I talked about with Connor. But the concern is with the lights not being here. I was going to leave it up to you if you want to do 1 to greens or not, but I think it's going to take away from people that, you know, need fast repairs and all that.
Yeah, that's with the early incidents, I think that one was a single car incident. We probably could have went 1 to green, absolutely. What are we at right now? Are we at 1 to green?
We're at 2 to green right now.
Okay, well, so we're getting ready to go 1 to green. But yeah, moving forward with cautions, absolutely. If you're able to go ahead and knock it down to 1 to green, let's get these green flag laps going so we can try to get this race in for the sunsets.
Sounds good. I'm going to do it on 2 to greens. Whenever we get 2 to green, I'll knock it down to 1. Sound good?
Yeah, as soon as you complete 1 caution lap, you can drop it down. Just go back racing as soon as you can. Similar to your Mellow SRX series that you're on Saturday nights. Just keep the race going. You're not a mod, you run a good thing on Saturday night, so anything you can bring over to the Kohort on Sunday, I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you. I'll let Connor know here in game chat here in a second.
All right, good luck. All right, that's Justin Mello Raymond running the 199, currently sitting in 16th position in the Sundrop car. But again, I think trading paint just isn't quite loading for me right now. But green flags in the air. We have Bryant Miller on the inside of Connor Knowlton, Justin Brooks on the inside of that second row. with Riley Marucci on his outside. So let's see if we can get some green flag laps here. Seems like all the trouble's happening in the back of the field so far. 2 incidents. So once these cars get settled, everybody finds their braking points. Oh, hard contact on that side wall. It's going to cause people to check up who see cars wrecking in the back. So I believe it was the 99 of Jesse Nukula. So let's see. Let's see if we can play and see what's happening. Yeah, so look like Nicholas Giampa just missed this braking point again, and just kind of went around. So let's see. Yeah, I'm not really sure. See if maybe we can ride on his nose. So we see he's going down on the apron here as we're riding along with Nicholas Giampa. Then he's going to come up the track. Double apex, not a bad line to run. And then the 25 car drifts up. So maybe Giampa overcorrects to avoid the 25 and gets into the 99 to bring out our 3rd caution of the race. As we see Jesse Nukula in the pits, maybe using one of those fast repairs. So we'll go ahead and check up ahead. Bryant Miller leading this race. I think we're going to speed up our, our caution laps. Make sure we can get this race in. Is there see if there's some drama happening during the pace laps. No, not really sure. Nope, nothing there. Now let's see if we can get doubled up here and we get some green flag laps going. Here, lap 17 of 80 in the Kohort late model stock tour. Yeah, we're going to get them doubled up. We're going to go back racing here. Going to be lap 19 whenever we get back to the start finish. That was another incident in the back of the field. So hopefully, we oddly enough, you think about the drivers up in the front of this race, battling for position, not knowing how long this race is going to be. It's kind of like a rain race in NASCAR. So you might see them pushing a little bit harder to gain those positions. So we'll see how we race here as we go through 3 and 4, head into the 5-6 graphics restart zone. Bryant Miller is going to lead us to the green flag with Justin Brooks. I think the guy to beat on his outside. Looks like almost 3 wide back there. Looks like they back out of it. The orange car, number 82, as I hear somebody sliding. Perhaps some more trouble. Nicholas Giampa again. Looks like he's going to get off the track. Maybe we can keep green here. Yeah, I think Nicholas Giampa is going to be able to keep it off the track. Going to keep it green. Another incident in the back of the field. As we see, Justin Brooks was able to take the lead of this race ahead of Bryant Miller. Connor Knowlton, our SK Modified winner tonight, holding his own in P3, local track. Connor Knowlton, I was able to link up with him before the start of this race. Asked him, as far as like what his favorite track was, and lo and behold, Stafford being his favorite track. He's a Ryan Preece fan. We all know Ryan Preece kind of came up in the scene through these, modified series short track racing. So Connor's doing everything he can to, as he's sliding on the inside of the 16 of Bryant Miller, but he's doing everything he can to live up to the expectations of Ryan Preece here in the Kohort Late Model Series Tour. Yeah, Justin Brooks is able, with them battling for seconds, allowing Justin Brooks to go ahead and gap him by half a second. As you see, Riley trying to make it 3 wide, chooses wisely, backs out. So now we have Riley riding side by side with Bryant Miller. Connor Knowlton able to clear him for P2. We have great battle here up front, as now we see Bryant Miller kind of stuck on the outside here. Wonder when he can get down, because now he's going to fall back. Who's at the 72 of Stephen Choate. Podium finish in the SK Modified earlier tonight. Now stuck on the inside of Bryant Miller. Bryant Miller's really looking forward to getting down, as it looks like we're single file through the rest of the field outside of this 2-wide battle for the 5th position. Here's another sun drop. Yeah, I have a hard time believing they're both running sun drop cars, so I'm going to credit that to a Trading Paints error on my end. Yeah, it looks like Bryant Miller was able to fall in right behind Kyle St. Jean, last year's champion. So Kyle St. Jean, ooh, as we see Anthony Monroe get a little slideways. His tires are heated up. Oh, it's a dangerous situation right now. Anthony Callahan's going to have to check up for him. Was able to check up, stay off of him. Great driving there by Anthony Monroe, Anthony Callahan, and Trevor Haley. As we saw Anthony Monroe getting a little bit out of shape, Anthony Callahan chooses wisely, lifts off, staves off the back of him. Trevor Haley, that accordions. It's tough to stay off that guy not knowing how much they're going to lift or get sideways. So great job as we see Anthony Monroe now clipping the outside wall. Might give Anthony Callahan enough momentum to clear him heading into turn 2. Out of turn 2. And he does clear him. Anthony Callahan moving up to the 8th position. Up ahead we have a battle brewing for 2nd, as we see Riley Maruccio on the inside of Connor Knowlton. Connor Knowlton holding tough on that outside, not giving him a lot of space, trying to pinch him down there. I don't think it's going to be enough, so now we see Connor Knowlton on the short end of the stick on that high line, hoping he can slide in before he does lose too many positions, as we saw Bryant Miller do earlier in this race. So as we're approaching 30 to go, these guys, trouble in the back. Trouble. Let's see. We have Brian Conover. Let's go see where this one started. So trouble ahead of Brian Conover between the 12 and the 82 car. So let's check 12, Trevor Haley. We were just talking about Trevor Haley. So let's see. Okay. Having a hard time finding. There she is. So we have the let's see if we can get a slow-mo. All right, so we have Trevor Haley on the inside of the 82 of Anthony Monroe. And then let's see, corner exit here. Trevor Haley's on the inside. Maybe he thinks he's clear of Anthony Monroe. And then if we ride along Anthony Monroe's nose, we see Trevor Haley doesn't quite clear him, comes up across his nose, puts them both on the wall, and then from there collects the Monster Energy car, who I believe is, I don't know. I don't know the paint schemes yet. Forgive me. But then we see Brian Conover get caught up with the ARCA brake and a few other drivers involved here. So our, I think, 4th caution of the race. Let's go back live. Get going. Hopefully our AMR safety crew wasn't needed because we didn't call them out to the track. So we're at 33 to go of 80 laps. Let's see if we can get this single file racing, or excuse me, double filed, so we can go back green flag racing here in the Kohort Late Model Stock Tour. Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, is our SK Modified Series 15-minute practice followed by a 40-lap race. That is our feeder series into this Late Model Stock Tour, which begins at 9:30 with a 30-minute practice session. We range anywhere between 100 and 120 lap races. Anything over 100 laps, we do have one set of tires in the pits. Anything less, no tires. You only got what's on your car. As they're going through 3 and 4 into the 5-6 graphics restart zone, we have Justin Brooks leading the field with Riley Maruccio on his outside. Green flags in the air. Let's see if we can get some clean laps in here. Running out of daylight here in the Kohort Late Model Stock Tour. I think these drivers know race could be shortened, so you got to get the positions when you can. So now we see Bryant Miller knowing what it's like on that outside, avoiding getting caught out there as he's riding on the inside of Kyle St. Jean. Kyle St. Jean, hard contact on the outside wall. Able to maintain his momentum despite the contact, pinching Bryant Miller down there. Trying to prevent Bryant Miller from getting that momentum and really clearing him on corner exit. Does a good job that turn. As you see him once again pinching him down there, way down on the apron. Once again, good clean battling. Tough battles here. Lap 37 of 80. Looks like Bryant Miller is going to be able to get the momentum he needs and clear him on corner exit. Now, does that leave enough space for Anthony Callahan to slide underneath Kyle St. Jean? Not so fast as Kyle St. Jean, as we see Justin Brooks pulling away half-second lead ahead of Riley Maruccio. Kyle Turchak in P3, Connor Knowlton, our winner here at the SK Modifieds. We see Kyle really getting into the back of Riley. Was able to back off, prevent an accident there. Great driving. Very close battle up here in P3. Contact with that outside wall by, I believe, was Steven Chote. He's able to keep his momentum driving that JTT Racing, maybe a Ford Mustang there. So still green flag racing. Again, not sure why the tower looks the way that it does, but I assure you the timing and scoring is correct. Ignore all the colors going on. I'll have to figure out administratively what is going on with the towers. We see Kyle Turchak getting below Riley Maruccio for P2. This is our first race here in the cohort with our top 3 drivers. Now Connor Knowlton sliding into P3. Yeah, so Kyle Turchak now riding P2. I was able to catch up with him before the race. His home track being Dominion Raceway, also the home track of Hermit, his favorite driver, being Kyle Busch, and he's been iRacing since 2019. So good driver, solid driver, sitting around 6K IR. Hitting his marks here, seeing if he has anything to chase down Justin Brooks here at Stafford Motor Speedway for week 1, season 1, cohort late model stock tour. See, as we have more battles back here. We have a caution. Let's see where the incident happened this time. So it looks like Nicholas Giampa, lap 45. So let's go ahead and see if we can find this incident. So it looks like he makes contact with the outside wall going into the turn. Oh, contact in front of him. Looks like the 21 car of Gary Mansberger gets into the back of the 82 of Anthony Monroe and sends him around. Let's see if we can capture that. Gary Mansberger, let's see if we can ride along on his nose. See what happens. So maybe the 82 has to check up. Oh, maybe 82 makes contact with the car in front of him. And then accordion effect, nowhere to go for Gary Mansberger. And is able to make contact with Anthony Monroe. Spin him around. Bring out what I believe is our 5th caution of the race. All right, let's see if we can go down and talk to Kyle. Hey, Kyle, it's Kermit up in the booth. You got me?
Sir.
Some close battling up there between those top 5. You were able to make some passes, riding P2. Do you have what it takes to get past Justin Brooks here?
Yeah, I don't know. I know Brooke from officials and all that. We run late models, and it's just the saving game, really. As soon as I got past second right there, I just immediately just dropped my pace. Just to save any ounce of tire I can, percentage-wise, and it's just gotta be nice and smooth this thing. And I don't know if I have what it take, but I guess we'll find out. I know Brooks has been saving really hard right there. So yeah, should be fun.
Yeah, you're in the right position as we close in on 30 to go here in the race. Great driving so far. Good luck in the last 30.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that's Kyle Tershak riding P2, chasing down Justin Brooks here in the Kohort Late Model Stock Tour. 30 to go, battling sunset here. The SK Modified went a little late, so we got a late start here in the late models as we're going through 3 and 4, heading into the 5-6 graphics restart zone. We have Justin Brooks leading us to the green flag with Kyle Tershak, P2, Connor Knowlton on the inside as they battle side by sides between Stephen Chote and Riley Maruccio. We see Kyle St. Jean on the inside of Anthony Callahan, our pilot season champion, as he makes contact with the 16 of Bryant Miller. He's able to stay off of him, save it. Great driving there. Just slightly different braking points cause that contact, but he's able to stay off of him and prevent an accident there. Great driving by those two, as we say, contact between the 32 and the 72 as well. Oh, I tell you what, these guys know how to drive. Putting on a show up here in the top 10 as we look and see. Throw a blanket over all of these guys, all within 0.2 of a second. All the way through the field, 4 through 11th in a line, all hitting their marks. But 30 to go. I think this is the point where you're going to see some tires that are going to start falling off, and the people that were saving are going to start moving forward a little bit. And if they weren't saving, as we see 3 wide up there, looks like Anthony Callahan, Kyle St. Jean, and Bryant Miller. Anthony Callahan wisely backs out, still side by side with Kyle St. Jean and Bryant Miller. Great battle. I was talking to Bryant Miller before the race. I think he's Georgia National Guard. And so going back to Emblem Athletics, they're an attire company that makes typically like unit PT t-shirts, but they make team shirts, right? So I reached out to them, offered to see if they would offer to provide make a storefront for the cohort. So the league here, we have over 100 participants in the league. People sign up, I think 120 some that we're at now. So I wanted to have some type of merchandise just for people to represent the cohort. So I reached out to Emblem Athletic, knowing that they cater to military and first responder communities. We see a side-by-side battle there with Bryant Miller. So I mentioned that we had some military personnel that participate in the league, myself being military, and they were all about it, and they offered to sponsor the league, provide championship shirts to the regular season and playoff winner. So we have Bryant Miller, who's Georgia National Guard, Anthony Callahan, as you see him there. I think he's drinking the Busch Light, if I'm not mistaken. And we have Chris Fleming, who is a first responder. So shout out to all the first responders and military out there. 9/11 weekend. So I just wanted to take a lap or two and pay respects. So we're gonna. Oh, just as I'm about to do that, we have a caution on the track. So let's pause the memorial. We'll come back to the silent laps and go check on the caution here, because it seemed like a big one. Let's just go ahead and get the MR safety crew out there now, because I don't think this is going to end well. So what do we have here? Looks like we have the 14 of Clayton Dorner. He's just riding a little high. Oh, I think this is going to be it right here. So we see the 25 of Kenny Troughton just coming up and clipping the left rear of Clayton Dorner, spins him around, gives him a little love tap, straightens him back out maybe. So maybe not as bad as we were expecting. Yeah, and Kenny Troughton's able to stop, avoid heavier damage between these two cars. So very slight contact, but just enough, especially late in this race. Tires are getting a little worn, a little more greasy, but those drivers able to drive off. So MR safety crew not needed for this caution, but 20 to go, 6 cautions. Again, great battling up there in the front. If we look at all of our cautions we've had tonight, it's been in the back half of the field. So a testament to all these drivers up here in the front. Let's go through, see if we can capture these drivers. So riding along here with Justin Brooks, currently P1. Kyle Tershak, P2. Racing out of Stafford, Virginia. Connor Knowlton, riding P3. Racing out of Hebron, Connecticut. Stafford being his home track. Riley Maruccio, currently P4. Has good pace tonight. Let's see if he has anything for these guys as the closing laps come down. Stephen Choate, and then last year's champion Kyle St. Jean. So let's see as we get going. 19 to go. Sun setting. These guys definitely got their visors up. Through 3 and 4, heading into the 5-6 graphics restart zone. Justin Brooks leading us once again into turn 1. And as these guys are battling, we'll go ahead and go take our time now. Lap 18 to go ahead and pay our respects. And you saw it there at the top of your screen, the 12 car of, I think Trevor Haley was around, but he was able to get it going. So we kept this race green. Justin Brooks still leading this field. Kyle Tershak and Connor Knowlton, your top 3. Riley Maruccio, P4. Stephen Choate, P5. Anthony Callahan, P6. Now we see another side-by-side battle. Kyle St. Jean slides his way in there. Bryant Miller, P7, Kyle St. Jean, P8. Nicholas Walthorn, that's the driver of the Monster Energy truck, or car, excuse me, that we were talking about early. And Justin Raymond, moving up into our 10th position. We have another caution on the track, so let's go see where the wreck was that brings out our 7th caution of the race. Looks like Chris Fleming. So let's play it and see what we have going on with Chris Fleming. So we see Chris Fleming here on the inside in the number yellow 38, the blue car, number 38. So he's on the inside. And we have the 25 of, no, who's that, the 20? Looks like he makes contact with the 20. Yeah, makes contact with the 20 car. Sends the 20 car around of Jeremy Wagle. And then the 14 gets into the back of Chris Fleming, sends him harder into Jeremy Wagle. And that's just going to bring out our 7th caution of the race. Let's make sure the AMR safety crew gets out there. Make sure these drivers are able to drive away. As we see Chris Fleming come to a stop in the Ninja Turtle Chevrolet. Looks like the car's running, so it looks like all drivers are going to be able to drive off on their own. AMR safety crew can get off the track as we are cutting it close on our green flag here. As just as I was talking about, Justin Raymond looks like he's falling back. Looks like he took an EOL here. I guess we'll have to go back and review and see where the issuance of the EOL was, or why Raymond took the EOL. He was in contention for the big mover of the race. So yeah, we'll have to go back and look and see what happened there. Maybe we can get him in the booth after the race, see what was going on. So we have 11 to go. Maybe they're calling the race because of daylight. Let's see if they get double filed. All right, looks like they're going to get double filed. They're not calling the race yet. Race control would make that determination down at the track. It's hard to tell from up here in the booth how much daylight is left for these drivers. We don't want to put any drivers in danger. So we want to make sure that they have enough to see and not just drive over everybody. Pace car's in. We're going green. We have 10 laps to go, heading through 3 and 4. Heading into the 5-6 graphics restart zone. Justin Brooks once again. Hopefully we can keep this race going. Great start for Justin Brooks. He's able to clear Kyle Tershak going into turn 1. Connor Knowlton on the inside of Riley Maruccio for P3. Let's see if he can clear him on the exit. Not quite there, as we see the 72 of Steven Choate trying to dive below Riley Marucci. Try to get into that top 5 as we see more side-by-side battles late further in the pack. As a outside wall, these drivers are giving it everything they have here. 8 to go. Closing laps here in the Kohort late Le Mans Stock Tour. Great showing. 72 slides up. Oh, I think that's going to do it. Oh, yes, 72. I think we saw it live here. The 72 just didn't quite clear. Could have been the... Let's see. Nope, not this one. Let's see where the yellow came out. Yeah, so let's go back here. Oh, we're already wrecking at this point. So let's go up. Where's the 72 at? Yeah, they had a good battle up here. So you can see the 72's backwards right there. So here it is, 72. He's trying to clear the 32. Doesn't quite clear him. Turns himself. We're coming up high into the 32 car of Riley. And that's going to bring out our 8th caution this race as the sun is setting here on Stafford Motor Speedway. So let's see if we get these cars lined up and get these last few laps complete, as it has to be difficult to see. So let's ride along Justin Brooks, see what it looks like from the cockpit view. So definitely sun going down here. 5 to go. Let's see if we can talk to Riley. Riley, it's Kermit up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, what's up, Kermit?
So it looked like some close racing up there between you and the 72, some contact, sun setting. Talk to me about these last 5 laps.
Yeah, so I got to get a good start right here. Pace car's off. I either had to get jacked up or jack him up. I feel bad for Steve, but yeah, it's my home track. We're going to try to get a decent result here. Thanks to you and Connor for making this happen, man.
All right, we have good luck to you. We have Riley doing a in-race interview while the green flag is out. True champion. Appreciate Riley coming in there for that in-race interview as it was coming to green. Riding P4. Let's see if you can get past Connor for the a podium finish. As it's getting hard to see the cars out on the track, guys. I might have to get a flashlight in order to see who's going to win this race. Justin Brooks still leading this field. Kyle Tershak second. And Connor Knowlton in P3 with Riley Maruccio still P4. So this has been a great race. Like I said, a lot of clean racing. That was our first caution within the top 10 all race. So these guys absolutely sending it and doing so cleanly. So respect to all these drivers out here and all the races, all the clean passes that they were able to do with the contact, but not enough to turn people around. As we're going to see Justin Brooks get the white flag here. One lap to go. Sponsored by Emblem Athletics. As we're looking here, we're going to see Justin Brooks come out of turn 2, going down the back stretch. Single file through the field. Let's see the digger cam. Justin Brooks coming through turn 3 as he heads out of turn 4, coming to the checkered flag. Justin Brooks going to bring home P1 in this week 1, season 1 Kohort late model stock tour. Great finish by Justin Brooks and really all those top 10 drivers. Fantastic race. A lot of clean racing. So let's get some of these drivers up here in the booth to see how they feel about this sunset race here at Stafford Motor Speedway. All right, Connor Knowlton, P3, so let's pull him up here. Where'd he go? I lost him. Let's see if we can get him right here. Okay. Connor Nolan, Kermit, up in the booth. You got me?
I got you loud and clear, boss.
I tell you what, that sun is gone. But you brought home P3 here in the first week of season 1 in the Kohort Late Model Stock Tour. How's it feel?
Felt pretty good. I was searching around for a flashlight in here. I couldn't quite find one, but Justin Brooks and Kyle in front of me were a little too quick for me, and I didn't want to push it any harder than I needed to and do something stupid. So I was pretty comfortable resigning for a nice 3rd place.
Yeah, we had a spotlight up here in the booth trying to figure out who was leading this race. Luckily, you guys on the top 5 made it pretty easy to keep track of you because you guys were up there all day. Great race by you and the other guys. You have any shout-outs, any friends, sponsors, anything?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out once again to JTT Racing. Just a good team, good group of buddies. We always working hard, getting better. Iron sharpens iron. I'd also like to give a shout out to Emblem Athletic and 5-6 Graphics for making sure that we can put on a good show for everyone back at home.
9/11 weekend. Were you driving with the name on your car this weekend?
Yes, sir. I was driving for First Lieutenant David Bowders of the Air Force. Lost his life this year. So this race had special significance for me, just making sure that this thing stayed in one piece. And I'm really proud of myself that I was able to keep it clean for him.
Yeah, you should be proud. Bringing home the victory in the SK Mod, bringing home P3 here in the Late Model Stock Tour. Great showing. Look forward to seeing the rest of you, seeing you in the rest of the races here in this first season.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Kyle, Kermit up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right. We talked pre-race. You knew what you had to do. You won that first heat, or your heat race. Brought it home P2. How'd it feel?
I felt pretty good right there. I think I saved a little bit too much right there, and I feel like Justin got out a little bit right there, and I feel like on the final restart I had something for him, but I was trying to go for a crossover on the one, but kind of sent it in there, and I kind of ruined my chances. But overall, really good day. We got Justin Brooks Designs one too, so that was pretty nice. So yeah, overall pretty good.
Yeah, definitely class of the field up there. I mentioned Connor, the top 5 drivers made it pretty easy. I couldn't really see the drivers out there with the sun setting, but luckily it was the same drivers in the front of the field for the majority of the race. Great run. Do you have any shout-outs, any team sponsors?
Oh yeah, I just want to thank Justin Brooks Designs for the great paint schemes, Zame Sub Shops for everything they do. I mean, if I wouldn't be here for them. Dalton Showman Photography for all your pictures. You for hosting, of course. I'll be back next week, definitely, and just iRacing for providing everything for us to run on, and also my parents for making me be here, and also definitely the Lord and Savior.
All right, Kyle. Great run today. Look forward to seeing you in the next races.
Yep, thank you.
Justin Brooks, you had the benefit of having no cars in front of you. You definitely didn't have any sun to help see the way, but you did what you need to do. You hit your marks despite no sunlight. How'd it feel out there?
It felt great. Rode around and saved to about lap 60, just trying to make sure I still had a wrap front on it when I wanted to go, and started going there at the end. Like I said, it was dark, so it was really hard to see, but just try to stick to hitting my marks and just going off of brain memory pretty much. Like I could pretty much sense like where I was, but it was really hard to see, and thank God I didn't have to like look on the wall or something to find my marks and where to brake at, just like a sense, because that would have screwed me up. But had a really good car. Like I said, saved a lot of tire, a lot more action than I thought I did, and had a really good piece at the end. I was running some really fast lap times at the end, and it was a good race. It was fun. A lot of guys in this league, some I ain't never raced against before, and it was fun to have some different competition, that's for sure.
Yeah, you were definitely the class of the competition. You were up front majority of the race. Did that invert. Talk to me about the invert and getting through that traffic at the beginning of the race.
I mean, I've never been a big fan of inverts, but I know it's like good for anybody that watches, so I'm not gonna complain about that because I love being a spectator time to time. But Did the best I could on it. Just tried to take advantage early on restarts and try to get good starts and get a spot here and there with a caution falling or coming out and set myself up to take the lead there and try to set the pace. That's the game plan to begin with. Try to save tires, but at the same time, just put myself out front and then manage the pace. Just run hard enough where I don't have to worry about being passed and save my stuff. So when it's a go time, I can go. So again, like I said, it's fun. That's for sure. It's just sometimes it can bite you in the you know what, but sometimes it's gonna work out for you. And like I said, did pretty good right there. Thank God I had some smart people up front that weren't gonna just wreck me or anything when I went to try to pass them or run me dirty. So I wasn't worried too much about that. So that was a good thing.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of good racing up front. A lot of early cautions were happening in the back of the pack, but outside of that one late incident between the 32 and the 72, no incidents within the top 10. So phenomenal racing from all you guys. Any shout outs to any sponsors, teams?
Yeah, thank you guys for putting this on. Signed up not too long ago, and it seemed like a promising league, and it was definitely fun. I'll definitely be back next week, hopefully. I want to thank anybody that's tuning in to support this league, to watch it. You guys are gonna have some great racing the rest of the season if it's like tonight. And just thank my competitors for racing me clean. Without that, I mean, we wouldn't have had a great race up front for the guys that's watching.
All right, Justin, great run. Look forward to seeing you in the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
Yep, cheers. All right, let's go and do it. Let's see if we can get Mello up in the booth. Mello, Kermit up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so you're up in the booth for that SK Modified. Appreciate you joining me in the booth. Kind of like NASCAR having a driver in the booth, you know. Always good having you. You were a driver in that race. Talk to me about that race.
It was a good race. I think bringing everybody together like that, you're trying to get everybody on the same wavelength. So with it being the season one, inaugural season of the late model stock series, you're trying to set the ground rules. I know you probably, I don't know if you did hear it in chat, but guys that were complaining about the lights, which kind of did come down to a factor towards the end, but stuff that was trying to just you're trying to get everybody on the same wavelength. I think that was the biggest struggle. The racing was good. Cautions kept coming out. The checkups in the corners were crazy. I think that was the hardest thing to, anticipate, even being in the back and then working my way up to, I think, 10th or 9th or whatever it was. The checkups were horrible, especially going into turn one off a restart. Overall, good race. I think that's a good race to start off with for the season, and look forward to what we got week 2.
Yeah, sunsetting is definitely came into play. Whenever we originally scheduled, we didn't have heat races, so once we added the heat races into the schedule, that naturally pushed all the other races to the right, and that's when the sun came into the play. Something we'll look forward in the future for tracks, make sure that they have lights so the sun doesn't negatively impact the finish of the race. But you did good there. I saw maybe a mid-race EOL for you. Is that what happened there?
Well, and I wanted to try to set the standard because I don't feel like a lot of guys, and which is going to be a lot of reviewing on the admin's part here of the race where people were causing incidents and not trying to take ownership of what happened. So what it was, I don't know if you saw the replay or not. It was me and Trevor Haley, just riding behind him for almost 60 laps this race, and comes up to the high side, gets a little bit loose, comes back down in front of me, and I tried to anticipate the checkup, but it was so much that I did a little bumper touching. So in doing so, once the caution did come out, because it wasn't the caution itself, knowing that he was in last place because of my wrongdoing, decided to take the EOL. And it's not that I'm trying to set an example, but you want these guys to take ownership because you're not going to have to serve the next week penalty, and it makes it to where the accountability is going to be there for everybody else. So I was trying to be the bigger person out of that, even though I love touching Trevor Haley's bumper any day of the week.
Well, Trevor Haley bumper touching is a popular hobby amongst the mellow and panic stream community. But good to have you. I do appreciate from the admin side taking that EOL makes the review that much easier. So anybody listening, taking that ownership, doing that EOL, that's one, you're not going to have that as harsh of a penalty next week, especially with that probation sequence in the EOL. Starting from pits and then ultimately DQ. If you self-impose the EOL, none of that comes into play. So appreciate Mello doing that. Appreciate coming up here. Again, appreciate you in the SK Modified. Look forward to seeing you in the next races.
Oh, definitely will be here for week 2. You got a good thing going here, man. Thank you.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the Cohort Late Model Stock Tour. Results will be posted on SimRacer Hub, and this will conclude the race as we look at the track now. You can barely even see the track from the Goodyear blimp. So we'll look forward to changing the times for the races in the future, and we'll see you next week as we head to Lanier National Speedway for 100 laps. 17 September, 8 p.m. Eastern is going to be our SK Modifieds that are going to lead into the late models. Again, session opens at 9 p.m., qualifying at 9:30. So if you're interested, check out the Discord link in the description below. Hope to see you there. Cheers.